organic to start. What do we need to know? What are the places and the things that we're doing that just aren't resonating with the Gen Z audience that's over there?
Yeah. So I think fortunately over the past few years, we've seen what we call the TikTokification of essentially almost all content across platforms. Essentially the rise of very, very short form video, non-produced, lower quality, selfie style, perhaps even grainy, and that style of content tending to resonate more. And so then it pushed to Instagram and then Facebook. And now it seems that the lifeblood of most social platforms from an attention and consumer utilization perspective is in that kind of medium. So we are seeing it in places. The core of the TikTok platform and what I think gets most overlooked and what actually makes it unique as a platform is the difference in algorithm. And so the algorithm structure is based on who you follow as well as the For You page. And the majority of all content consumption on the platform is on your For You page. And so while certainly who you follow can show up on that For You page, 80 to 90% of that content is not coming from accounts that you follow. And so if you forget everything you know about social media and had just started on TikTok, the rules, the KPIs, how we think about social media would be vastly different.
Totally.
We tend to prioritize engagement rate and followers and all of these metrics that in other platforms, historically, they matter. But frankly, in a TikTok world, the majority of the brands we work with in the platform, while certainly we want to grow followers, we care more about FYP For You page reach than we do actual followers and these metrics that don't matter as much to us, because every single time we post, we have the ability to reach new potential consumers. And so from a strategy perspective, it kind of has to change your internal KPIs, objectives, goals, how you think about the platform. And with it, one of the things we always mention to brands in the organic space is if the majority of people you're reaching is always your followers, it makes sense to not post more than once or twice a day. But if the majority of people you reach is people not your followers, why the hell not post 10 to 15 to 20 times a day?
So you're not inundating them with anything because they're new people.
Exactly.
That is so different. I love that. I actually love that you said one of the things that I glommed onto there is if you had started on this platform, you would think differently. And I think that's the problem, is that all the brands that we own were started massively on Instagram. Like one of the brands I own still has like 300,000 followers. That actually means something, that actually means something whereas like on TikTok, it's like, okay, cool. You've got a bunch of people who have followed you, but that doesn't really matter that much comparatively to like, that's not going to mean that every video that you post is going to go viral. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on Instagram, we know how the algorithm works over there. Right. And yes, it is getting a little bit more like there's more discovery and stuff on happening on Instagram. I've definitely noticed that recently, but it's not the same thing. And so we all grew up like this. And now it's like, no, the rules have changed. The rules have changed. And I actually think changed for the better, to be totally honest. It's actually getting us to create better content.